Polarity and chemical bonding. Introduction. Polarity is a fundamental concept in chemistry that plays a critical role in understanding chemical bonding and molecular interactions. Polar molecules have a partial positive and partial negative charge due to the unequal sharing of electrons between atoms. This essay will discuss the concept of polarity, its relationship to chemical bonding, and the properties of polar molecules. Polarity and chemical bonding. Polarity is closely related to chemical bonding. Chemical bonding occurs when atoms share or transfer electrons to form stable compounds. In covalent bonding, atoms share electrons to form molecules. The sharing of electrons is not always equal, and this leads to the development of partial positive and negative charges within the molecule. The electronegativity of the atoms involved in the bonding determines the degree of electron sharing and the polarity of the molecule. Polar covalent bonding. Polar covalent bonding occurs when atoms with different electronegativity share electrons unequally. The unequal sharing of electrons results in a partial positive charge on one end of the molecule and a partial negative charge on the other end. For example, in a water molecule, H2O, oxygen has a higher electronegativity than hydrogen. And as a result, the electrons are pulled towards the oxygen atom, creating a partial negative charge on the oxygen end of the molecule and a partial positive charge on the hydrogen end. Dipole moment. The polarity of a molecule is often described by its dipole moment, which is the product of the magnitude of the charge and the distance between the charges. The dipole moment of a molecule is a vector quantity, with the direction of the vector pointing towards the partial negative end of the molecule. Properties of polar molecules. The polarity of a molecule plays a critical role in determining its physical and chemical properties. Polar molecules have higher boiling points and melting points compared to nonpolar molecules, because they have stronger intermolecular forces. Polar molecules are also more soluble in polar solvents and less soluble in nonpolar solvents. This is because polar molecules interact more strongly with other polar molecules than with nonpolar molecules. Polar molecules also have higher surface tensions due to the stronger intermolecular forces between the molecules. Applications of polarity in chemistry. The concept of polarity is important in many applications of chemistry. For example, it is used in the design of solvents, separation techniques, and in understanding the properties of biological molecules such as DNA and proteins. Polarity is also important in industrial processes, such as the production of synthetic fibers and the development of new materials. Types of polar covalent bonds. Polar covalent bonds can be categorized into two types: